Okay, welcome back. This is some Pathfinder 2nd Edition. Abomination Vaults. We're on the 3rd level. And, we have lost one character so far, sad to say, but time marches on and so do we. Last time we barely managed to defeat Horlock. It was quite hairy. Mostly due to him playing, being stupid. So some DM fiat there and all. But oh well. I'm typically a pretty kind DM, especially in combat. Out of combat, when you're discussing like physics and logic and how things would actually function, I tend to be a bit harsher. But in combat, for most people, yeah, I tend to be a bit of a care bear. Players are unlikely to die in my combats, so yeah, anyways. So Brondu died during that fight, though, so we had to spend a week getting him back regenerated. And during that week, I said I was going to do some crafting, but it turns out, in reading a bunch of discussions online, that crafting is largely irrelevant, actually, in Pathfinder 2nd Edition. It's only relevant if you are in a locale or some sort of situation where you do not have easy access to shopping, or the item that you want is not available for whatever reason to just purchase. That's when you resort to crafting. But in this situation where we have Otari, which is a decent settlement, and it's near Absalom, which is the biggest settlement, we can basically purchase anything, and there's really no reason to craft, because you're never going to save more money crafting than you would just earning income the same during the same time frame and then just purchasing the item. It's specifically engineered that way because they use the same table, for the money. So crafting is kind of irrelevant, unfortunately. So if you're used to video games and stuff, where crafting often has big benefits, like Skyrim or something. If you level up your blacksmithing or whatever it is, I don't even remember. I guess I didn't craft much in Skyrim, but if you level up crafting all the way, you can make just obscenely powerful stuff that no one else you can't buy. Or a lot of video games with crafting where it's kind of like an important subsystem that can be really rewarding if you spend time on it. That's not the case here. Um, and I think it's kind of a bummer, but I also get it, so I can't say too much. So during the week, I just spent some time earning income with everybody. Not a whole lot. I think total we made I think Wibble did the best. He earned 35 silver out over the course of a week. And then Hagrin earned 56 copper. Garziel earned 21 silver, and then Botha earned 56 copper. So really, yeah, I mean, we earned 6 gold or something, over the course of the week. But I sold a bunch of stuff, did some shopping, and I managed to outfit everybody, all their weapons, except Botha, of course, with striking runes for their weapons. So now all our main 3 characters, damage characters, do roll double damage now for their dice. Which I think is a pretty big upgrade. all things considered. Also, I decided I didn't want two characters using axes, so I got Garziel a warhammer, and we had a spare potency rune, so I slapped that on and got him the striking rune. So now we've got, we've got one with bludgeoning, we've got one with slashing, yeah, and then the gun does concussive, I want to say. It's piercing or bludgeoning, I think. Anyway, so yeah, we've got a good mix. One thing I'll note is that at some point I got Garziel's splint mail. But the problem with splint mail is that it lowers his speed. So he actually only has 20 feet land speed right now. I want to say it has something to do with proficiencies. I would guess. So once we're expert in heavy armor or something, maybe that will be, or medium armor, that'll go away. But yeah, I don't know. So I'm iffy on actually keeping him with that, because 4 squares movement is not too good, although he is usually at the front of the room when battles break out, so it might be okay. Anyways, let's continue on. And it's gonna squeeze through there. Not really, but boom! Shaba! Oh, we got stuff in the main library. Hundreds of stone shelves are carved into the walls of this 15-foot wide hallway. While there are many gaps in the collection, a staggering number of books, scrolls, and folios remain. Signs hang above several doors off of this hall. A faint blue glow flickers beneath a sign to the south. Signs here are all in Undercommon. I don't think any of us... I don't know what Undercommon is exactly, so there's that. But we don't need to read signs. 4 ghouls, all dressed in long, pale blue robes, work here, both to stand guard and to select or retrieve books for the scriveners or cult leaders to use or repair as needed. They don't immediately attack the heroes, but do lick their lips in anticipation as they size up their fleshy bits. One ghoul asks the party if they're here to donate flesh for the canker, hoping to find out if the heroes are willing to offer body parts for the work in Area C-34. A hero foolish enough to agree is expected to lop off an appendage for the ghouls, who scurry off to Area 34 with the donation. Any other attempt to interact with the ghouls quickly makes them impatient, and they attack. These ghouls fight until destroyed. Of course they do. If a fight here lasts more than 4 rounds, or is unusually loud, the ghouls in Area C-15 come to investigate. I mean, I guess firing off a gun is probably quite loud. Where is 15? Oh, down there. Yeah, okay. So basically we get a moment, though, to come in because we're chatting. And I know we're not here to do shit for any cankers. That's what I say about it. And then we get into combat. Low threat. Okay. Shit. Okay, we'll just forego scouting bonus. Whatever. It's a low threat. And we need some better music. Proper music. Library music. I don't think that's going to be combat music. Not really. Okay. First one is... yeah, this one. So he'll step in. And he's going to... Yeah, pretty simple. He's just going to use his... Jaws, I think, would be the better move. Okay, that's a hit. He rolled a 19. And he rolled quite well. Yes, we will block, though. Take no damage. So, as per our previous ruling, we don't have to roll for any of this shit. Because we were not affected. Our shield blocked everything. Pretty handy. Oh, but he still has an action. He'll do a claw as a follow-up. Critical miss. Hagrin Wolf Snout. Let me just scooch past you. And target that. And, if I had to command him as one, I guess I could have him horn him. There you go. A little Brondu damage. Why not? Why not do a little Brondu damage? So then we've got 2 actions left. Could hunt him as our prey for 1. Yeah, sure. It's better that way. Okay, so this is our 3rd action. And we hit, so now we do 2d12. Much better. Big upgrade. Okay, this guy. 5, 10. No, that would be 15, 20, 25. It's going to target Hagrin because it says to not target mounts. And his 2nd action will be Jaws. Missing. His 3rd action will be some claws. Hits. Crit. Ooh. So that's 8 damage to Hagrin. And his claw does paralysis. So he has to make a DC 15 fortitude save. Shouldn't be too much trouble. Boom. Critical success. Never talk to me or my son ever again. Alright, Botha. Pretty simple. I think we're just targeting both of these with Electric Heart. 3d4. Roll them bones. Damage. Half damage. Alright. She could do something else, but... Garziel, 5, 10, 15... Yes, he can't do that. He can't do that. He only has 20 feet, so no flanks for us. Shame. Shame, shame. Shame, shame, shame. Yeah, I guess we'll just swing. That is a crit. He is going to be quite dead. 26 damage there. Our 3rd action will be to demoralize this one. Success. Good. And Wibble, of course, can devise a stratagem. And we always get 1 zoom in. Okay, I think probably that will hit. So let's fire. Yep, 2d8 plus 1d6. Nice numbers. 12 damage there. That's probably going to kick off these other 3 down here. So we'll draw them in with this new round. This guy's fighting to the death. So he's going to go for Hagrin because he's scared of Garziel. He's going to move in 1. He's going to Jaws 2. Miss. And he'll Claw 3. miss. Doing fine. This is a low threat encounter. Okay, so let's get these 3 to join the numbers. So we're gonna roll these. Okay. And they'll appear in the next round, so there we go. Okay. Hagrid, I guess we'll just target right away. Wait a minute, he's not my hunted prey. Critical miss on that one. Okay, second action, another swing. That's a hit. 15 damage. Boom. That's striking. The striking runes are good. They cost 65 each, so you know, you're not going to have them at the start or anything, but pretty good. His third action will be to order Brondu to move. Brondu's got a 30-foot land speed, man. He's pretty good. But really, I think we just want to get him here. Protect the squishies a little bit. Alright, the Canker Cultist. Look at this guy, huh? Oh, he's pretty freaky. Pretty freaky boy. He's got basically the same thing, but he does have spells. Ah, he's got Harm, Phantom Pain, Ray of Enfeeblement. These could all work out. Harm is the opposite of heal, obviously. Yeah, okay. Probably cast this right out the gate. So 5, 10. Yeah, I mean, it just has to be one square there, so that's probably good enough. And he'll cast Harm versus Living. Roll damage, 2d8. And I get a Fortitude saving throw. I rolled a 1, so it's double damage. Ow! That's that. Batha, you wanna heal me maybe? Should we, or should he? Yeah, maybe he's fine. Maybe he's fine. Are we counting line of sight on this? Probably not. And the range on Electric Arc is probably gonna be 30. Yeah. So we can't move back. We have to move forward. We'd have to move here, which seems really dumb. But Garziel, he'll get in there. He'll get he'll get in there. It'll be okay. Also, we can roll against 2 really shitty numbers, though. Crit, so no damage on the cultist. Full damage, though, on that ghoul there. Okay, Garziel. 5, 10, 15, 20. Okay. 10, 15, 20. And then we'll raise shield. Wibble Fizzlecrank is going to target the cultist, and he's going to devise a stratagem that's going to really pay off. That's pretty good. We will go with that. Nice. 13 damage there. And then reload, of course. Okay, we got this school here. He's, of course, just going to slide on up. Go for Garziel. Go for some Jaws. Hit. But as long as, yeah, I mean, of course he'll just block, and then he avoids all the other nasty shit. It's pretty nice. But he's got one more action. He's going to claw him. And critical miss. Critical miss on a 6. He would critically miss on an 8. Jesus. Alright, and then the last ghoul. Let's see. 5, 15, 20, 25. He has 30, so he can go right there with one action. He'll go for Botha, unfortunately. This is not going to be good. He missed! Okay, he'll go for a second jaw. There, he hit. Why did I make that decision? I don't know. Okay. So 5 damage to Botha. Botha has to make a DC 15 Fortitude. No problem. And then I also have to pass the DC 15 Fortitude to avoid Paralyze. No problem. Fuck off, ghoul. Here we have an issue, though. Yeah, here we have an issue. Now, I think we can squeeze, right? We should actually put squeeze in there, because it's probably going to come up. Well, no, I don't have to squeeze. This is 5 feet. It's just difficult terrain. Is that what we're saying? It's difficult terrain, but I can't end on... I don't know the rules for this. I really don't. Let's see. You can move through the space of a willing creature. You can move through the space of an unwilling creature with tumble through. You can't end your movement in another creature's space unless you immediately use another action to leave that space. The exception to the above, if the creature you're sharing a space with is prone, willing, / unconscious / dead in your size or smaller, you can climb atop a larger creature if it's unconscious or dead. Or you are tiny. None of these answer my question. I think basically he can just move through it. I think he can just move through this, and it's just difficult terrain. And that's just, you know, they're not really they're not stressing it too much. It's just he can't end here. Okay, because then he would be sharing a space, and he can't end here because he would be sharing a space. So as long as he doesn't do that, it's fine. So Hagrid's first action is to give Brondu 2 actions. He's moving into this 5-foot square on the right here. We're counting this as difficult terrain because there's furniture there. And it might be greater difficult terrain then, in that case. Hold on, more Googles. No. It doesn't seem like it's just multiplicative. I think there's just certain things that are marked as greater difficult terrain. It's not like if you have multiple things stacking up. I don't think it, not based on the ruling I saw. So anyways, so that would be 10 feet. This would be 20 feet. This, I'm not sure, because I don't know if you're... I don't know how... I don't know how you pick a square. I mean, because it... Oh my god. Because it's like, what square am I moving? Pick one spot on the creature's base. This spot must be clearly in just one single square. Call this square the starting square. Then I pretend the creature is really just medium and calculate how it moves to whatever destination square I want. Then I place creatures so the one spot I chose is in the destination square. Okay, so if you pick the bottom right, that's 10 feet, that's 20 feet. It still doesn't really solve it, because, like... Well, I guess that's not difficult terrain. So that's 25, and that's 30. Fuck it. I'm done with it. I hate it. Video games definitely solve that whole dilemma, because there's no ambiguity. You just do whatever the video game tells you, and that's what it is. So, I don't know. And I know a big point of RPGs is to not sweat that shit and just decide something and move on. But Pathfinder, there's so many rules for everything that it's like, there has to be a rule. There has to be an answer, and I just want to find the answer. And it's like, fuck it. We're not playing at a fucking tournament. Just move on. Okay, so that was one action from Brondu. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna move his second action to get there, and then we're gonna target the cultists. So this is I'm gonna make him my prey as our second action, and then third action is a swing, which is a miss. Awesome. Okay, but now the cultist has to decide if he wants to back up to keep casting spells, which I think is his... Well, no, I mean... I know as the DM that there's no ops coming, so I guess he doesn't really care that much. But yeah, I guess he'll move here. He'll target Hagrid, and he'll use Phantom Pain. Let's roll damage. 4d4, and then he'll roll his will. Fucking hell. Well, we certainly failed that. Luckily, we did not crit fail, though. We were very close. So he takes the full 4d4 damage. And he takes 2d4 persistent mental damage. He definitely needs heals. And he's sickened 1 until he... Okay, but sickened you can just puke, right? Okay, so all he has to do is just puke. He recovers sickened, and then the persistent stops. So he can stop that really easily. Okay. Batha! Batha! We want to back up. And I think we want to use heal. We've got our wand out, so I guess use that first. Brilliant. 9 health. Okay, Garziel is just going to, he's just going to swing straight out the gate. Very, very low roll. Then he'll swing again. Okay, thankfully he hit again. Oh my god, guard. Come on! Well, we killed him at least. And then I'll raise my shield, because that's important. Wibble Fizzlecrank is going to use... I just love saying his name. I think that's one of the best names I've ever come up with. Yes, excellent. Fire! Shabam! Crit! Now this is where the big numbers come in. Unless you roll shitty. Still, 24 damage is pretty good. One shot him. Sniped his dome. Okay, so this is the shitty part. Hagrid is going to spend one action to puke. Getting rid of that, which gets rid of that. Then he's going to spend a second action to order Brondu to move here. And then I can either have Brondu strike with the horns. Which aren't amazing damage. 1d8 plus 3 is not great. Or I can do the support benefit, which is probably better. So we'll have him use the support benefit, and then we will swing for our third attack, or our third action. And miss. All for naught. Oh boy, I was not paying attention. Well, that's not really fair, because the GM didn't read this to me. So we're ignoring both effects, because I didn't read it. I don't know if that's really fair. I don't know if that's right. I feel like we're heavily nerfing this dungeon as we go. So maybe I should just take it. So it's a 5-foot burst. Let's see, but you can't. Yeah, so you'd want to do this. Except this isn't really good either. How do you not just have like a 5-foot template? Yeah, how do I there's just no 5-foot template that I could put down. Except there kinda is. Like here, okay, so if we go to fucking Caustic Blast, this is a 5-foot burst. Now what's funny about this is it's not centered on anything. Like, so I don't know how you would do that. That is a funny question of like, due to the way the grid is set up. You know, the effect just doesn't really line up properly. If it were me, I guess I would do it like these squares. But that's not a 5-foot burst, is it? Not at all. That's like a 10-foot burst. I don't know, it's hard to say, but for simplicity's sake. See, I don't want to... Yeah. So I have that setting where it just automatically deletes templates. Because mostly it's just used for targeting. But I guess then we just go to this thing. And there's your burst. If you're in there, you're taking it. Yeah, fuck it. We'll do it. I mean, because I don't want to nerf this dungeon too much. It's not good then. So, even though the GM didn't tell me, it's a nasty surprise. So we're going to We're gonna have these two roll their reflexes. And we got a 1, which is pretty bad. Hagrid critically failed. So he actually takes double this amount of damage. Jesus. He's going to take 30. He's down. Brondu takes 15. No, Brondu takes half, actually. 7. And then Hagrid takes double. Dying. Okay, well, then we can probably dismount Hagrid. Put him there, I suppose. Oh, that's kind of bad, though. Okay, let's pretend... actually, I feel like he probably has to be in this space. We can't just throw him out of there for no reason. So, yeah, that's bad. We're going to need to heal him quickly. It's just if you end your turn in it. Okay, but it is the Canker's turn. So he's going to want to... He's going to want to heal, so he's going to want to go in there. And then maybe target Garzi. So he'll go here. Target Garziel. Grim Tendril's not that great. Raven Feeblant, maybe. Command could be fun. But maybe he'll just shoot a projectile. He'll just shoot a projectile, I guess. Piercing. He hit. We already blocked. No. When would he have blocked? What would he have blocked? We killed all the ghouls on Wibble's turn. And then Hagrid went and died. And now it's this. Yeah, I mean, he should have his shield raised. So boom, no problem. Okay, but then he ends his turn. So he heals for 4d6. 17 he heals for right there. Damn. Okay, Botha is going to move up and is going to target Hagrid and is going to cast a heal. Heal versus living. Roll healing. 1d8 plus 8. Minimum. It's better than not having it. Garziel. 5, 10, 15, 20. 5, 15, 20. And then he'll have to spend 1 here, and we'll go here. And then his third action will be to just smash. Crit. 28 damage. Kapow! Alright, Wibble. Do not let us down, Wibble. Devise that stratagem. 9. That will probably work. Works for me. Just right on the dot. Come on, roll big. Fucking. 8 damage. Okay. Hagrid is up. He is, he's prone. He's not marked as prone, but he definitely is. So he's going to stand up for 1. He's going to move 5, 10, 15. He just wants to get out of that. And then he'll swing. Oh. He is marked as prone. Thank you. And that's a hit. And almost certainly a kill. Boom. Now, if he dies in this ribbon, does he keep reviving? I don't know. I think we just like dismember him or something, so you know, it's pointless. But that does mean that Brondu ends his turn there. If we're going officially by rules, I guess. I don't know when minions take a turn. We've had this discussion before with life boost. So we'll just have him take a turn. So it's fair, because he didn't get to move. It's practically nothing, so he'll just... He does get the reflex save, though. He'll take half that. Okay, and then a turn goes around and he gets out of there. Okay, and that's the end of that encounter, which turned into an extreme encounter, but not really, because it was split up. But still, 140 XP is juicy for me. Yeah, 300 out of 1,000 already. Okay, let's get some healing. Let's get some treat wounds. Nature. So we could go for assurance. Guarantees that we heal him, but we can't crit. Whereas without assurance, we do fail on a 5 or less. So we have a 75% chance of success. And we have, I don't know, 20% chance to crit. Are you happy with those odds? Probably not on Hagrin. I think some healing is better than no healing. But I'm a dice roller at heart. Okay, 7 healing. Not very good. Let's have her patch up Brondu, I suppose, because we're here. Or not. That's fine. And she could patch up herself, since we're just spending a bunch of time. I mean, that's 30 minutes now. So she could get 3 health back. Do you have any inventory? Lump of decayed flesh strung on a necklace. And he's got 2 of them. Great. What did this room say? This chamber's smooth stone walls glisten with moisture, despite the air being dry and somewhat stuffy. Several low divans are arranged in a circle and interspersed with low tables stacked with a few books and rotting morsels of decayed flesh. A twisting ribbon of pale blue light stretches between the bare floor at the room's center and the ceiling above, its points of contact sending creepers of what looks like infected tissue out in a distorted spiral for a few feet. And I guess Wibble will move in to search. DC 20 perception check. Success. He spots the secret door to area C16 in the curved western wall. Faba! What have you got in here? The walls of this circular chamber are decorated with intricate intertwining runes and shapes carved into deep into the stone and filled with dull silvery metal. The floor and ceiling are polished to a reflective sheen. Okay, so it's a teleportation chamber, but we need to activate it, and we can't. What to do with Hagrin, though? Do we want to waste another heal, or do we want to wait? Honestly, let's just wait. We'll just pass an hour. And, you know, what's the difference? An hour is not a big deal when the DM does not attack you for waiting an hour. Roll. Man, that could be better, couldn't it? If you're an expert in medicine, which she's an expert in nature, could instead attempt a DC 20 check to increase hit points regained by 10. Oh, that's what that is. Let's pretend that didn't happen. Let's redo this. I want to be proper. DC 20. So we fail more often than we succeed on this, by the way. And we failed, so now he didn't get that. Okay, then fucking Wibble will give Botha the heal wand. And she'll use that. But it's gonna make me do this, so whatever. I'm sure I'll pass. I rolled a 1. Yeah, I mean, we didn't actually use the trick. That's why I specifically said Botha uses it. Nice, much better. Okay. And he'll mount up. Moving on, we got a door to the south, or we've got a bunch of doors all around here. Just start cracking things open. Should we go south and loop around? Well, there's a locked door here. I'm pretty curious about that. A hero who knows Morlibint of Odd Stories in Otari, or any hero who makes a successful DC 14 society check to recall knowledge when seeing these books, realizes that Morlibint would likely be interested in this collection. Yeah, okay. I mean, there's some other stuff you can do. I think if you flesh Abomination Vaults out a little bit and you have your players kind of interacting with the town and doing all that sort of stuff, there's possibilities there. I don't know why this door is locked. There's no information here. Oh, here it is. 3 successful DC 20 thievery checks, or force it open with a DC 20 athletic check. But a failed athletics check alerts the ghosts in the room. What does that mean, alerting it? Well, Garziel tends to just bash things, so he'll do the athletics check. Success. We bust the door open. 3 work tables line the walls of this room, with a single stool near one of the tables. A skeleton wearing a light blue librarian's robe lies in a heap beside the stool. The ghost of the librarian, Jarell Caldrian, still haunts this workroom. Jarell couldn't escape the other scholars' increasingly gruesome schemes, so she retreated into this room, locked the door, and drank a jar of arsenic, rather than be eaten alive. Wow. She died quickly and in agony, only to rise soon thereafter as a ghost. Jarell spends her time pantomiming the act of repairing books. Jarell is suspicious of the heroes, but not immediately hostile unless they show aggression. I mean, I don't know if busting down the door counts as aggression. She becomes irate and attacks if they speak ill of Belcora. If the heroes choose to talk to her rather than fight, they can see that she seems drawn to her tools and equipment as if by a compulsion to reenact her life's work. If the heroes put Jarell's spirit to rest without fighting her, award them XP as if they defeated her in combat. What does that mean? Removing this room's tables and tools allows Jarell to move on to the afterlife. Oh, so they would have to intuit. They would have to intuit that her being drawn to her tools and equipment as if by compulsion to reenact her life's work means that they need to remove the tables and tools from the room. And the only way a DM would really even make some sort of inclination towards that is if with some recall knowledge. With a DC of 30, incredibly hard. Or ideally, you have some applicable lore towards ghosts. Fuck. Religion, DC 30. No one's even close to that. Even if for some reason I decided to have a character that's an expert in occultism, and that was my main stat, that would be 11. I'd still need a 19 or a 20 to get that. So, I don't know how players would... That seems kind of crazy to me. Why? Removing the tables and tools. Would it ever happen? I feel like most people would just be like, okay, well, it's a weird ghost. But it's not hostile, so nice to meet you. A search of Jarrell's remains turns up the key to the door to Area C11, a gold paperweight worth 10 gold pieces, and a crafter's eyepiece. Her remains are just on the ground. So I guess you could search it. I feel like you need way more info here to, like, roleplay this character. Fuck it. Let's just fight it. That's just the easiest way, isn't it? Just fight it. Okay, and we're gonna have raise a shield and, of course, scouting. There you go. We need some different music now. This is getting... Let's get monotonous. But we're not on cultist combat, are we? I don't think so. I think that's later. So I guess we'll just go with some versatile. I wish I had more, but it's good enough. All right, Hagrid. Now here's a real problem. What the fuck is Hagrid gonna do? How is he gonna get in there? He literally cannot even fight. Hagrid is useless. We'd have to purposefully decide to back up. But Garziel's in the doorway, so that's not going to work. I think once she comes up, though, we'll be able to attack her. So Hagrid's going to wait. Wibble Fizzlecrank, however, is not waiting. He's devising stratagems. As we speak, he'll take that 12, and he'll fire his gun right now. And he'll hit with his gun, even though it's a ghost. And it's definitely not going to do 14 damage. Nope, did 5 damage. Double resistance versus non-magical. Still not clear how it's 5 damage compared to 4 damage, but I'm not going to shit on that. Also, begin the encounter. Alright, so Jarrell's gonna go. Level 5 creature. We got another rough fight here. So she can possess a creature. Target must attempt a will save. Blah, 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 blah. Unaffected by the restriction. So, based on the will save, if he succeeds, she possesses me, but she can't control him. So she just rides along for a minute. If he fails, however, she takes partial control. She no longer has a separate turn. Instead, she might control the target. At the start of each of its turns, it attempts another will save. If it fails, it's controlled by her on that turn. And it could just then attack my allies, I suppose. And it has the problematic thing of we would have to like beat the shit out of Garziel or just stand there and let him beat the shit out of us. But I think Poison Breath is perhaps a more obvious choice. Because we could hit... As far as I can tell, that's everything. Yeah, I think it's not targeting Hagrid, but it should. Hagrid is in that square. Unless I need to look this up again. He can't just choose which square he's in all squares for the mount. He doesn't get to pick based on the attack. You know, that would be a little ridiculous. An area effect affects both of you as long as you're both in the area. You are in an attacker's reach or range if any square of your mount is within reach or range. Yeah. So, if any area effect, I think, hits Brondu, it hits Hagrid. It's only fair. If I can attack from, you know, all around Brondu, I should be able to be attacked from any square in Brondu. So it's fine. Roll the, roll 5. No, it's not. See, it's not going to do that then. Yeah, no, roll this. That's basic fortitudes from everybody. Okay, I'm seeing some good numbers. We all failed. Never mind. They were very close to being good numbers. But that 22 is rough. Okay, so we all take the full 5d6 number. We all take 15 damage. Fortunately, nobody crit failed. But yeah, that certainly stings. All right, Hagrid. He is going to mark her as his prey, and then he's going to swing. I don't think there's much. There's no tripping going on here. Boom! Very nice. And a follow-up, which will miss. Still, 26 damage. If we can all be so lucky. Alright, Botha. Now, I think there's an argument here, potentially, for the 3-action heal. Everybody would get some amount of healing, and Jarrell would take some amount of damage. I almost never do it, but this is kind of the perfect scenario for it. Yeah, it'll get him. So, should be able to just roll this. 8. Ooh. Okay. Do that, and I just need the fort for Jarrell. who succeeded, so she takes 4 damage. But then everyone gets healed for 8. That was worth it. That was definitely worth it. Okay, Garziel. Probably we're just going to be swinging. I think she's immune to mental. No, so she can be demoralized. Well, we may as well give it a shot. Success. Demoralized. And then we will swing. 2d8 plus 4. 12 damage. Or 7 damage, really. And then we will raise our shield. Alright, Wibble. If you roll well, we can just put this all behind us. Yes! Yes, Wibble! Oh, really fucking low rolled that. Oh, she's immune to the precision damage. Ah, that's it. So that extra 1d6 doesn't even count. Okay, it makes sense. Alright, Jarell is going to, she's going to attempt a ghostly hand, which hits. For nothing, because he's going to fucking block that. I don't think that has any riders. Nope. And so then, yeah, I mean, I don't really want to do it, because I prefer the fight to be over, but she's going to try to possess. So, Garziel has to roll a will save DC 22. He critically failed. So that means that for the next minute, for the next, God, 10 rounds, Garziel is entirely just controlled by Jarell. 10 rounds of Garziel just beating the shit out of us. Okay. I feel like it's a little metagaming for our characters to immediately just start beating the shit out of Garziel. But at the same time, 10 rounds is a lot. So I guess it is what it is. Yeah, we're gonna have to fucking drop him. Because what else are we gonna do? Like, he will keep attacking us for 10 rounds. So we have to do it. So I guess Garziel is now my hunted prey. And then second action, I could probably trip him. Should I trip him instead? Okay, let's trip him instead. Alright, we got him. He's tripped. We could grab him, but Hagrid would have to get up. He would have to dismount. And he already wasted an action. So, I mean, that would be the nicer way to do it, is just like pin him to the ground and hold him there until the possession's over. but chances are he's going to escape. I mean, his athletics is as good as Hagrid's, so I don't think it's going to happen. We'll just swing. 2d12 plus 4 is a hit. Big damage. Yeah, he will block it, I guess, even though he's prone. Takes 14 from that. It's Botha's turn. I mean, I'd like to think she has some nice way of helping him, but he doesn't get a save, so it's just brutal. So I guess we'll just use Electric Arc. Half. 4 damage. Okay, Garzeal. Garzeal's gonna stand. Gonna target Hagrid. I mean, he probably should target somebody else, but we'll target Hagrid and swing. Hitting. Oh god, this is brutal. Oh god, it's brutal. 15 damage to Hagrid, nearly knocking him out. He'll swing again. Missing. Wibble, you gotta devise a stratagem against your own man. Against your own man. Your own Garzeal. Crit! Oh my god. You're gonna pop his fucking brain off. Oh, he low rolled, thankfully. 16 damage. Okay, Jarell. Does nothing. She doesn't have a turn right now. So now Hagrid's going. He's just gonna cut him down. Sick of this. There you go. There you go. 17 damage. He's down. Oh, he used fucking Orc Ferocity. Are we counting that? I don't know. That's a choice, right? It's not automatic. I don't know. Would the possessed ghost see, I don't think so. And if I were DMing, I'd play it, you know, like, remember that time on Dragon Ball Z when Captain Ginyu took control of Goku's body and is like, yes, I'm gonna destroy everything, you know, whatever. But then he didn't know how to use the body properly, so he was a big failure. That's sort of what I picture. Like, a ghost possessing you should just not be as good. Like, you should not be playing optimally with all of your abilities and everything, because it just doesn't make as much sense. So I don't think so. I don't think Jarell, this little librarian ghost, would be able to tap into Orc Ferocity. You know, fierceness in battle runs through your blood. Like, I don't think so. Maybe that's not how the rules should be. I don't know. But I'm saying that he just goes down. And I don't know why he'd be at dying 2. Be at dying 1. So, if the possessed body dies, the spell ends and you must succeed at a fortitude save against your spell DC or be paralyzed for 1 hour. He has to fucking die for this to be over? Otherwise, she just keeps rolling? I guess we stabilize him then, and then she can't do anything. And then we just wait a minute. I think that's what we do. Okay, so now it's Botha's turn. She's going to step here, and she's going to stabilize Garziel. Okay, so now Garziel's at 0 HP. He's not dying, though, but he's unconscious. So now, you know, however many seconds go by, and then she spits back out here. And she goes then, what did it say, just before the possessed creature's initiative. So she's going to go here. And we'll start it from the top. I mean, I'd have to pick an arbitrary point to start the turns from that point, so whatever. We'll just start from here. We'll devise a stratagem. 3. So he's not going to do shit. And then Hagrid will go. And Hagrid is real pissed. He's going to target her as his prey. Swing. Slaughter. All the good stuff. I mean, the fight was pretty much over at that point. Okay. So she does reform after 2d4 days. Unless we remove all the tables and tools. It's crazy. Okay. Whew. Alright, so then I think what we probably do at that point is we would feed Garziel his... Actually, I forgot to even do it for today. The daily crafting. For the minor healing potion. So we would just feed him this. 1 hit point. Well, that gets him awake. And then we'd walk out. And we'd leave the dungeon for today. And then we would do all our healing checks. We would do our repairs. All the usual stuff. Whoops. 96. Back to full health. You know, that might take several hours. This might even be a bit too much healing for one day. That would sort of be up to the DM and how much he cares. But, yeah. Full health. Rest for the night. Rest for the night. Rest for the night. Oh, Brondu, of course. Gotta get him back up. And Brondu, you can rest for the night, too. Okay. That should be good. Let's do daily crafting again. Give that to Garziel. And make sure that we pass another day. It's the 19th of Serenith. We've almost been a month in game since we started. Pretty wild. Okay, and we would come back down here. And now we would poke into this room and see what we find. Crafter's Eyepiece. +1 item bonus to crafting checks. When you repair an item, increase the hit points restored to 10 plus 10 per proficiency rank on a success. That's pretty nice, because I think Wibble... Did I make him an expert in crafting? I did. So now he restores 30 hit points to his shield per craft, or per repair. It's pretty nice. Yes, we will definitely take that. And we will invest it. gold paperweight, and the librarian's key. Garza will pop that open. A small cramped bed is wedged awkwardly into this room as the walls are lined with sagging bookshelves. There are two bulk of books here to gather for Morleben. 5 gold for each bulk of books recovered from the Abomination vaults. Well, fuck. I mean, I may as well take... There's not much reason to just leave it here. It's 5 gold. Yeah, and they even count as treasure, so it's just really easy. So we got 2 of those. Okay, sweet. Moving on. Let's go to this one. Boom. Shelves on the wall here contain iron sorting racks, jars, and all manner of bookbinding tools. Okay, let's get a search. Well, yeah, he is searching. There's no check. So we find repair materials. 2 scrolls of mending, which restore 5 hit points per spell rank to the target. This is shit for us. Cast 10 minutes on a non-magical object of light bulk or less. 5 hit points per spell rank. And these are level 2, so it's 10 hit points. Yeah. We have Wibble, so we don't need these, but we are definitely going to sell them. And Hypercognition level 3. You can instantly use up to 6 recall knowledge actions as part of casting this spell. For these actions, you can't use any special abilities, reactions, or free actions that trigger when you recall knowledge. Okay, so you just get to, like, basically roll 6 times to see if you recall anything about the monster you're fighting. Interesting, but since we have perfect DM knowledge of our monsters, it's kind of pointless. More money, more money, more money. Was there another ghoul here? Oh shit, we gotta fight another ghoul I forgot about. Fuck. Okay, he came in late. Oh shit, Botha, get him! Electric arc! Roll 3d4! Half damage. Wibble! Shoot him in the brain! Devise stratagem! 10. It's probably enough. Sure is. 12 damage. Boom! Are you running out of ammo? No, you're okay. 21 bullets. Okay, the ghoul is going to move 5, 10, 15. It's jumping straight at Wibble for shooting him in the brain. And he's going to give him the old jaw workout. Liberating step. Yes, we do want to do that. Do not give it to him. Why did you just do that? Takes no damage. Now, again, we know that if we shield block, we don't have to do any of the follow-ups. Yeah. I mean, that still seems to be how it is. Go to Ghoul Fever. No, paralysis. Hmm. This says hit by a ghoul's attack. Technically, I was hit. I just took no damage. There seems to be some contention on that point. But it seems most people agree that if you take no damage from it, then, it doesn't apply. But it still seems like there's a few cases where it's like kind of GM fiat and like how they feel that day. So I don't know. At my table, like I said, I'd probably be a bit more Care Bear. So if you manage to avoid all damage, then you don't get the follow-ups. But if even one damage goes through, you gotta roll. So thankfully, that worked out. Yeah, which makes Liberating Step really nice here. But he does get, another attack. That was his first attack. So he'll do a second attack with his claw and hit. So this one, we're probably going to have to roll because we're 2 damage. No, that's incorrect. It's incorrect, I say. The Liberating Step only applies to the first one. Sorry, buddy. 2 damage. And now you have to roll a DC 15 Fortitude. That should be no problem for a man of your stature. Look at that. Critical success. Fuck off, ghoul. Hagrin Wolf Snout. Great. Fuck it. Go after Garziel. It'll be easier that way. So then Garziel can go 5, 10, whatever, here. Almost certainly going to kill him. And we won't have to talk about this anymore. What happened to my music? That didn't loop? They decided not to loop that. 19 damage. Holy shit. That was a high roll. 7 and an 8. They are destroyed. Yes, trivial XP. I'll take it. Okay. Let's go through this door and check this out. Several buckets of sand and a number of large barrels crowd this cramped storeroom. A simple wooden case with a closed lid is attached to the back of the door. The case on the door is latched and holds a wand of quench. You cause the air in the area to become super saturated with water vapor. Fire creatures within the area take 4d8 damage, basic fortitude save. Choose one magical fire spell, or fire item in the area and attempt to counteract it. This seems like, in some campaigns, one of the best spells you could possibly have, and in most campaigns, quite shit. And it's worth fucking 160 gold. Jesus. Well, we're definitely selling that. We'll find some better wands to get. Okay. I don't know if these are open doorways, or I don't know what these are, actually. I don't know what these are meant to be. Are these... Oh, these are the signs, I guess. Okay, they're just signs. But it is a little tricky for Brondu. All this is tricky for Brondu. Let's go south. Brondu likes south. Okay, and step around the horrible thing there. You can go there. Wibble can go here, and Botha can go here. Shpoo! Oh, okay. Boom! There we go. Anchor Shrine. Whatever this room's original use, today it serves as a horrific shrine, a rotting heap of fleshy material. It seems to be composed of equal parts eyes, mouths, and skin. Lies in a stinking mound in the middle of the room, surrounded by 24 tiny humanoid effigies crafted out of small bones and tangles of knotted hair. The mound of flesh is a slowly decaying, gibbering mouther, a creature the ghouls revere as pure flesh. The effigies arranged around it are representations of each ghoul in the cult. The smell in this room is particularly foul. A living creature must succeed at a DC 18 Fortitude save when it starts its turn in the room or becomes sickened 1. On a success, the creature is temporarily immune to the smell here for 24 hours. Any attack against the dead, gibbering mouther, intentional or otherwise, shocks the cultists, causing them to become slowed 1 for 1 round, but also causes them to focus all their attacks on the blasphemer. They fight until destroyed. Alright. Well, I don't know how exactly we're going to handle this. It's certainly a little annoying. Okay. Botha. Botha does not have good line of sight. No matter where she moves, she'd have to go into the room. And, fucking Caustic Blast isn't going to work either. So, I guess we're just going to target this guy with Electric Arc. Bit of a waste. Bit of a shit turn. What do you want from me? 3 damage to 1 target. Not very impressive. Okay. Brondu can technically stay in a 5-foot space. And no one is going to argue with me. So, this is difficult terrain. So that's 10. We're picking 1 square. So technically, this isn't difficult terrain because there's an opening there. Nobody's head is in the wall. As far as I know, that's legal, but it is saying that he's in the wall. Again, I don't know how the rules are. I don't know how it's... I kind of regret picking this, to be perfectly honest. I do think having the animal companion is cool. And I think it's all fine. I think the rules mostly are pretty simple and cool for like actually commanding the animal and how that all works. I think that's great. But yeah, a large creature is just, you don't want that. You don't want that in your party, especially in a dungeon. So having a small creature or a small character riding a medium mount, that's way better. And I may respec. I may change. I don't. I mean, yeah. We may change things. I might go with like a gnome or something, riding I don't know, boar. Or I don't know. Anyways, because honestly, like a gnome riding a boar is going to end up being pretty much just as good in combat. Like if I just remake Hagrid as a gnome riding a boar, it's going to be pretty close. But anyways, let's just assume that that works, and we're going to play it as it is. So I spent one action moving him in. We'll have Brondu use his support thing. And then my second action will be marking him as my prey. And my third action will be swinging. And hitting. Again, we lost music. Why is that not... What is the problem with these? Okay, let's just get some music, please. Please! Okay, we did 14 damage to the Canker Cultist. And it is clumsy, thanks to Brondu's support benefit. Till the end of my next turn. Garziel. Oh, okay, hold on. No. The effect was... starting your turn in the room. Garziel's not in the room. I don't care what you say. 5, 10, 20. Works for me. Swing better. Hit. Not too much. Getting the kill would be pretty unlikely. It's better to raise my shield. But I'm greedy, man. Fuck! Alright. Alright, so the problem here is, of course, these guys know a shit ton of spells. Not a shit ton, but they know spells. And they're probably going to harm. You know what? This guy's going to do the triple, because I think it actually kind of works for him. So he's going to do this. He's going to place the Emanation. Boom. Look at that. I don't think that targeted shit, actually. Include self, include neutral. Okay. Well, we know that it's targeting all these. Just not Botha. And we're rolling damage healing. 2d8. 8. Okay, so... the cultists just get healed that amount. And then everyone else has to roll the fort. No, not you. 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 The DC 20. Why is Hagrid critically failing on an 11? Oh, because he rolled a 1. Fuck. Half for Brondu, half for Garziel. Straight damage for Wibble. Okay, could have been worse. That was his whole turn. The other cultist obviously wants to move to get away from that situation. And, he might... I don't know, what would he do? Ray of Enfeeblement? Let's do Ray of Enfeeblement on Garziel. I think he could see the logic in that. Oh, he has to actually roll the attack. Oh, so he missed. So it didn't matter. Wow. This spell's not as good as I thought. I guess that's how it used to be. That's how it was in first edition. You have to roll the attack, and then they get his fort save. Yeah. Okay. That was that. Wibble. Devise a stratagem, my friend. 10. We will take that. 2d8 plus 1d6. 11 damage. Botha. Now we get to do the electric arc properly. Oh, rolling a 1. Oh, it was almost double ones. That would have been great. 14 damage. Delicious. Okay, Hagrid. Hagrid does not have to move. Except he does have to mark this guy as his prey unless he wants to move. He doesn't want to move. So he's going to mark this new guy as his prey. Second action is a swing. And a miss. Third action is a swing. And a miss. Holy fuck. That's not great. Garziel. Okay, so this guy no longer is clumsy. Garziel will step up. He's going to target this guy and swing. And hit. Nice. Love those numbers. He didn't die, though. He's so close to dying. We'll be greedy. Fuck. Yeah, I will say that having a fighter and having an ability to do ops is a big plus. I do miss that from Valeros. Just having some nice ops anytime they would move. Cuts out on a lot of bullshit. Okay, what is he gonna do? He can't really run, although it just says they fight until they're destroyed, so they're not gonna run to any other room. He's just gonna do it. I think he'll cast Grim Tendrils on these two. Even though that's quite the suboptimal play compared to taking out the people beating the shit out of you in the same room. So maybe he won't cast a spell. Maybe he'll just use his melee. He has an option to move here and then use Jaws and hit. And I didn't raise my shield because of the greed. So that's 12 damage to Garziel. And he has to roll DC 20 Fortitude for Ghoul Fever. Crit. Doesn't have to worry about that. But he does have to roll the same thing for Paralysis. Which he fails. So now he's paralyzed. Which is probably pretty bad. If I would know anything about paralyzation. He's off guard and can't act except to recall knowledge and use actions that require only your mind. It's pretty bad. Okay, so that was his first roll. So his second action. His third action will be a claw. Thankfully missing, even though he's paralyzed. Who's to say? Okay, then the other one's gonna go. And maybe they'll just both beat the shit out of Garziel. So he'll use Jaws and hit. 8 damage. I don't think we have to worry about more paralyzation. But he does have to worry about Ghoul Fever. He rolled a 1. That's very bad. I think you go straight... I'm not sure. On a critical failure, after its onset period, you advance to stage 2 of the affliction. So there is no onset. It's just stage 1 lasts 1 day with no effects. So he goes straight to stage 2, takes 2d6 void damage, and regains half hit points from all healing for 1 day. So he has that effect for 1 day before he can roll again. And if he fails that roll, he has that same stage for another day. And it just keeps going until if he keeps failing at stage 6, he dies and becomes a ghoul. So he's taking the 2d6. He takes 4 damage. I wish there was... Yeah, I mean, I wish there was just an effect that I could put on him so we know, because you know that I'm going to forget, just like we forgot about the other fucking thing. There is this, but I don't think... That's an action or an ability, so it won't mean anything if I put it on his character. There's no diseased condition or anything. This is just really something you have to keep track of. I wonder if I can just rename him or something. Garziel, Ghoul Fever 2. That won't be reflected there, though, unless I change his token name. Well, hopefully that will remember. Okay, so that was his first action. It's inflicting that shit. So now he's going to follow up with the claws. God. Oh, he crit. Oh my god. We may have to just wait a week to recover. Yeah, I think Garziel is... He's at 2 HP. Okay. And he'll do another claw. Missing. Okay. Woo! Devise that stratagem, man. Devise that stratagem. No! Accidental shot. We're doing it. So just roll d20 twice. Okay. We got a 14 plus 7, which is a hit, but it's just the 2d8 damage. Not much. Okay. Botha, we could heal. Oh, I also forgot about the sickened aspect of this room. Great. I love forgetting stuff. Which definitely would have come into play, I think. But let's just move on with our lives. Okay, 8. Nice. Killed 1. 8 damage to both. It's pretty solid. Agrin is going to have to spend an action to have Brondu move in. And then do his special effect, I guess. I think we have to mark this guy as our prey for a second. We don't have to, but... Well, if we're trying to kill him this turn, I guess we wouldn't want to. So we won't. We'll just do our second action as a swing. Hopefully we'll just kill him. Yep, got him. Alright. And we're probably sickened and blah blah blah. And Garziel will eventually break out of paralysis, so we don't have to really think about that too much. End encounter. Okay, yeah, I thought their spells were where their power was, but no, just flank a guy and destroy him. Okay, so we're gonna go back to town because he needs to heal up from this illness. So he heals half as much from healing until he does that. But obviously we're going to patch him up once. So I guess we can just go outside and let's just roll one. So we'll use some natural medicine. We need everything we can get to help him. Okay, so 21. It doesn't allow me to do half that, so we'll just heal him for 10. Okay. And we could spend some more time healing. I mean, it's like the start of this day. So probably we'd still get him to full health. So he's not really in danger of dying from his ghoul fever roll. But let's see if he recovers from this right away or if it gets worse. So we're passing days now, and we'll just see how it goes. So it's a DC 20, which is pretty easy. It's got a +9. Boom. Okay. So he's now at stage 1. He's a carrier with no effect. So that's good. So we've passed 1 day. I'll keep count here. Then he... Wait a minute. No, don't roll that. This is what we're rolling. So this is the second day. Okay, so he's done. 2 days we spend. And we'll just pass those 2 days. Okay, and during that time, obviously, we go back to full health. Full health. Rondu even can go back to full health. And rest for the night. Full health. Rest for the night. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. So we are at 480 XP on our way to level 4. It's moving along at a pretty decent clip. Actually, it's not going too bad. As for the rest of level 3, we've still got this section with a few more rooms of fights. And then we have this room over here, whatever that is. Looks like another haunt or two. We got this big room with multiple ghouls, but that doesn't seem too bad. Some more rooms here. Yep. The gibbering mouther over there. And then this room, which looks like a boss battle, maybe. That's fun. So I'm going to leave it off here. And I'm going to look into redoing Hagrid, maybe. And at the very least, ditching Brondu as a rhinoceros. I'd like to keep an animal companion as a mount, maybe. So I'd probably switch to a smaller character. Probably a gnome. But maybe like a rat folk or something could be fun. And I don't know, I may switch him to a fighter just because the fact that fighters get ops and no one else does is such a big deal, I think. So yeah, we'll see. But for now, my name is Mang. Game watching has been Pathfinder 2nd Edition Abomination Vaults. I'll see you fine folks in the next part.